Well, for histograms, the range of values is important. So you have a histogram, something like this. The range starting from here to here. This is something that you have to comment on. Range. The symmetry, whether you can find a vertical line that if you mirror on that vertical line, mirror the distribution on that vertical line, the left side and the right side are matched. Okay, in the example that I'm showing you, this is not the case, definitely. So a symmetric histogram would be like this, or this. What I'm showing is the overall shape of a histogram, right? Histogram is like this. These are the bars, but I'm showing you the overall shape, the density in the plot. So a symmetry would be something like this. And there is a nice vertical line that the left side and the right side of it are matched. This is another example of symmetry. Let's say two humps like a camel. This is another example of symmetry. Okay, it's not that much symmetric, but I think okay. So the second thing that you need to comment is about the symmetry. That if it is not symmetric, then if it is asymmetric, okay? And asymmetric distributions are skewed, either right skewed or left skewed. How do you know? Well, right skew means having right stretched tail. So its right tail is stretched. What about left skewed? This is left skewed. The left tail or leg is stretched. What do they mean? It means that there are a very few values that are much higher than the others. Here there are much lower than the others. Most of the values are here in this hump, but there are a few that are deviating very much from others. From the right side, they have very large magnitudes comparing to others. For the left skewed, most of the values are locating here, most of the items, but there are a few items that are much lower comparing to others. These are the few items. Okay, the next thing that you need to comment is the number of peaks or humps. If there is one peak, it is called unimodal. Let me change the color. We have also bimodal and multimodal distributions. So this is unimodal. This is a bimodal distribution, and you might have a multimodal distribution. What do they mean? Normally it means that the items are coming from different populations. Okay, so let me show you in one example. So imaginary example. Let's assume that this is height of students of a university, and most of them are here, and then one hump here. So there are two humps. It's a bimodal distribution. And why is it like this? Possibly students are coming from two different ethnic groups. Or maybe we are the best university for basketball players and volleyballists. So these are the ones related to those sports. The sports science or sport education of our university is the best in the world. So people interested in the basketball players, volleyball players are joining us, and their height is significantly, clearly higher than the normal, the common folks. Okay, these are, let's say, engineering. So indeed, these are two distributions. One of them is like this, and the other one is like this. So these are two distributions together. We need to further study such data set. Okay, so this is comments on histogram. What about comments on a bar plot? So on a bar plot, you have to look for these things: the number of categories. For instance, here we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 categories. The most frequent category, which is called the mode. So if we come back, the most frequent is ideal. So we have 5 categories. The most frequent one is ideal. And whether one category is totally dominating others, it's totally dominating others, or whether all other categories have been dominated, or whether all other categories have similar frequencies. So similar frequencies is the balanced way that I told you. So if you have the simplest case, 2 categories, category 1 and let's say level, let's call them level 1 and level 2. The most balanced case is when they have equal frequencies. Let's say these are male and female, and then we have this non-binary people in our university. It shows that the number of males, females, and non-binary people, they are identical. This is the balanced case. But it might happen that we have a very imbalanced situation. Many males, fewer females, and much fewer non-binary people. Okay, this is another thing that you need to comment on it, and you need to think that why is it like this? What's the reason behind it? Cool.